What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devan. That's Melo. And tonight, man, got another special guest for you, dude. We got one of the trio of the best linebacker class that Ohio State has signed in quite some time. Everybody welcome in Mr. Eli Lee. Eli, how you doing, my dude?
Oh, good, sir. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I saw Buck 65 there in the chat, so we're starting to act like Kirk Mello because we came on late. That's my bad, everybody. I told everybody 8:30, and I scheduled it on YouTube for 8:15, so I dropped the ball here. But, hey, we good to go now, man. We good to go, bro. So, how's everybody doing tonight, Mello? You good, bro?
Man, I'm a little under the weather, but I didn't want to miss this one for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed yesterday. That one was epic. So I'm happy to be here with the young gentleman right here, Eli Lee, a part of the best linebacker class in the country and the best at Ohio State in probably a decade.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Eli, when you committed, right? So this is what me and Mello do. When we see that somebody, that Ohio State is interested in somebody, boom, we go to the film, we go research, and we see what's up. And actually, I want to start off, Mello. I want you to ask your question first, man.
Okay,
Because
so
I
have to
saw
ask
a certain.
this,
Yeah,
and
hold
I know
on.
I didn't preface this. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
You're good. I was just going to say that when we went in to look at your film, we saw one certain video, and we were like, bro, what is going on right here? So, Mello, take over.
Okay, so I know we didn't talk about it behind the scenes, but I got in an argument with some other grown men on the internet because they were trying to say your squat wasn't real and that because it was such insane weight that you were using fake plates. And I was like, dude, he wouldn't post a video of him using fake plates and he's going to Ohio State and they're going to know. Like, who does that? So I want to ask you this, even though I already know the answer. Were you using fake weights?
No, I was not. They were 100% real weights, all 45s.
Dudes
Okay.
cannot get that through their heads because they can't do it. And they're like, how does a 17-year-old or 16-year-old do that kind of weight? You don't understand the dedication, hard work, the nutritional foundation you have to have, and the sacrifice you have to make, and then God-given genetics on top of it. So they can't fathom that a human can actually do that.
Yeah, I think it got posted. Sorry if I cut you off, but I think that video got posted on every single platform, and I was reading all the comments just laughing at them. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I guarantee it. Shout out Eric on Ohio Pod. He said, thank you, Devan Melo, for all you've done for Ohio Podcast. Welcome to Ohio State, Eli. Get it, young man. Go get it, young man. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate you, bro. $50 holler, man.
Appreciate it.
That's good stuff, man. But yeah, Eli, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your height and weight rate about now? How's training going for you? And then we'll dive into the official interview.
All right, so right now my height and weight, I'm 6'3", 230. I've just stayed the same weight pretty much all year. I did a good job this year not losing any weight during the season. That was one of my main goals for just my body, just getting ready. And then my season just ended like a week and a half ago now. So I've just gotten back into lifting this past week. I had a little bit of rest, and then I'm going into just like footwork running, stuff like that as well. Just really getting back into workout before I head down there early.
Yeah, sounds good, man. I know that I saw you in several training camps. I know that one of the things you were really focused on was your covering, right? Like, because you got the run coverage down and all that stuff, but I know that that's something you were focused on. So we're excited to see how you grow in that area. But to start off, man, just to let Buckeye Nation get to know you a little bit, bro. When you were a little kid, or even now, when you weren't playing football, when you weren't playing sports, what are some of your hobbies, man? What do you do that relaxes you, that gives you an escape from this crazy world and all the psychoness going on?
Yeah, I would say probably my two favorite hobbies that I would do. I would do it with my family, mostly my dad and grandpa's. I'm a hunting and fishing family, so we go out and we hunt a lot and we fish a lot, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I grew up on a farm, bro, so
Oh yeah,
I was obsessed with hunting and fishing.
yep.
Yeah, got me in trouble a couple times
So you pretty
actually.
good hunter?
Sorry, what?
Are you a pretty good hunter?
It depends on who you ask. I'd say my dad probably messed with me and said no, but I've shot a few deer. My personal favorite's turkey hunting. I've always loved turkey hunting. That's kind of more me and my grandpa's thing to do in the spring. But I
Yes.
mean, yeah, any type of hunting's fun.
So are you
Yeah,
guys more bow and arrow, or are you using rifles or shotguns?
For me, more rifle and shotgun. Bow and arrow, I put enough time into practicing that. I'm usually pretty busy, especially back when I would hunt way more, which was
Yeah,
like middle school, early high school. But bow and arrow takes a lot of practice, and I was too busy running around. I was in multiple sports and stuff like that. So
yeah,
so if you like to hunt and fish, you said turkey's your thing. So I don't. You might
hmm
know this, you might not. What's the longest beard you've ever shot on, on the turkey? And then, do you remember about what the biggest bass is that you've caught?
so longest beard. I'm not sure what my longest beard. I would say anywhere between 8 or 9 inches, around that. Nothing
Gotcha.
insane. My grandpa has a few 11s, and those are pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, and then biggest bass, probably a 4 pounder. Nothing. I've never caught like a huge bass before. Nothing
gotcha.
crazy.
mm,
Yeah, dude, I moved here to Florida. I went bass fishing here.
Okay.
And the first time I went fishing, I mean, I was reeling in 7 pounds like they're
Yeah.
2 pounders there. So it really changed my thought on what a
Perspective.
big
And
bass was.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
you're talking
Mello,
to the
what?
guy that wrestles alligators, by the way. Seriously, for fun. His dude is crazy.
Yeah, I like catching alligators. I got a pet raccoon. Man, I should have showed you
Yeah.
Cujo, dude. But yeah,
I
Cujo's
used to have a
wilding
few
out
pet
also.
raccoons actually.
Oh, my dude, bro.
Yeah.
What? Kendrick
Yeah.
I met
Spirits?
him, man.
Yeah.
Yes. That's awesome, bro. So Eli, bro, we know that you probably played several sports in your life. If you're athletic enough to be a linebacker at Ohio State, you've probably had your hand in a little bit of everything. So, what
Yeah.
are some other sports that you have played throughout your life?
Yeah. So my main other sport that I played, which I should have played throughout high school, but it was baseball. I was a big baseball player.
Mm,
I really enjoyed baseball. I played it from since I started playing football to I played summer ball ninth grade and 10th grade, but I never played for the actual school because that interfered with a lot of the lifting and stuff for football team. And I was like, that's not worth missing football lifting, play baseball when I'm going to college for football.
Yeah.
So that was kind of where I put the line and said I'm going to fully focus on football. And the past year I didn't play, but before that it was just summer ball, kind of more for fun.
nice. Yeah, we've had. Oh, check it out. Hey, Juliet, how you doing? Juliet Pettyjohn.
Riley's mom.
Yeah, that's Riley's mom. How you doing? We got to get her back on too. She said she wanted to come back on. But
Absolutely.
Eli, real fast, man, we
Yeah,
had Jarquez Carter on. He told us about his faith a little bit, and you don't have to do
yeah,
this whatsoever. I just want to ask you about your shirt, man. What's that shirt mean
yeah,
to you? Just fill us in
man.
a little bit.
I mean, this shirt, I'm wearing one of the Jesus One shirts. It's a big deal to me. When they started selling those, me and my dad both hopped on and bought one real quick. Our faith is very important. That's number one. That's our number one. I mean, really, it's just since I've been a little kid, just growing up in church, that's main priority in life. I know going to play football is a big deal, but you got to focus on God.
Yeah, yeah, dude, that's so
I
cool to
agree.
hear, man.
Look,
Yeah.
Kendrick Spirits. I'm wearing mine too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, here we go, man. So let's talk about how you got to where you're at now. So take us back to that day when you first started playing football and kind of lead us into that moment where you realized, hey, man, maybe I can make a future out of this. Where maybe people started approaching you saying, hey,
Yeah.
bro, you're good at this, bro. So take us through that a little bit.
So I grew up always playing football. I played for this little school, Northeast Ohio, real small. It's Mogador. I don't know. You guys probably never heard of it, but it was always a littler school. Nobody ever went too big time out of it. Um, And it came to the point in 8th grade where I had two different coaches. One was actually for baseball, funny enough. So one of my baseball coaches and then one of my like a football coach that I had, both in like this in amount of 2 days were like, you might want to think of getting Eli out and getting him somewhere bigger so you can see. And then the next coach called my dad 2 days later, said the same exact thing. He's like, well, man, this isn't just some kind of coincidence. This is telling me something here. And so we looked into the best football program around, bigger, got a lot of kids' names out, and we just said, let's put you against best of the best competition to see what'll happen. And then got to high school, and it's just I'm here from there.
So my question for you is, at what age did you realize yourself? Because for parents and for adults, they can kind of see things more quickly than
Yeah.
maybe a child or somebody that's going through what the process. But at what age did you realize that you were different than everybody else that was your peers?
Yeah. I would say my 8th grade year was a big year. It was so 7th grade I had a well because 7th and 8th grade the team was combined and we played in the 7th and 8th grade league. 7th grade it was a good year for me, but 8th grade was really where I feel like I saw myself jump and just start to dominate in that school and the league I was playing in for sure. And that kind of opened my eyes like how would I be against some of the better kids in the state? And that's the question I had. So that's why just had the I made the decision to move to Hoban. That they were the best school in Ohio at the time, and that's where I landed.
Nice, man. Well, how about your family, man? You got any family that played football or that
Yeah.
led you into it? Brothers, sisters? Tell us about that.
So I'm the oldest out of my sibling. I have a younger sister. She's a sophomore in high school right now. That's the only sibling I have. My mom and dad, both amazing people. My dad played football for Mogador, the school that I used to go to. And then my
Mm.
uncle, his brother also played football at Mogador. And they were two. Actually, when I was younger growing up, I had all of their like highlight tapes on the little VHS, like a VHS tape thing. And I would
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
through for years and watch them two play. And it was like a big deal to me. So I was technically watching a lot of film when I was younger. Didn't really know yet. I was just thinking, yeah, it's my dad, and my uncle. I'm watching them, and it was fun.
Yeah. That's
So
pretty cool.
I got to touch that. That's very
Yeah,
impressive. Not just the fact that you are watching film at a young age, but the fact that you actually know what a VHS player is.
oh
I
yeah,
must
yeah. It's a
tip my
surprise.
hat to you, young man.
That's true.
Oh
That's a
yeah,
big deal. Speaking of watching
yeah.
film, man, Ohio podcast, Eric, the guy that runs that over there, amazing podcast. Eli, I don't know if you ever watched him or not, but you go check him out. But he wants to know which Ohio State coaches have you watched film with, and what sticks out about those experiences?
Yeah, Laurinaitis, I've done a few films with him, just like during the course of our like just saying, hey, come in here real quick. We're gonna watch some. We're just gonna watch some film real quick, take a little bit of notes or whatever, just to see. It's not really as much as teaching me. He just kind of wanted to see like how I would take everything in and like how I did film, And
Mhm.
Yeah.
that was a cool experience for me. I was dialed in. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Another person in the chat wants to know what are you looking forward to the most playing for Laurinaitis? Which, speaking of,
I would say
that's a
what
big.
I'm looking. Oh, I'm sorry.
Now, you go ahead, bro.
Oh, my probably what I'm most excited for is, I mean, I get to learn what's inside of his brain. I get to pick his brain for a long time about how to play linebacker at a high level. I mean, I can't learn it from anyone better than that. He's done it all already. So if I listen to him, I'll be in good shape.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Mello, what you got, bro?
Yeah.
I agree with that. Um, so going through your recruiting process, what ultimately led you to Ohio State? Like, what
Yeah.
was it about Ohio State that drew you there?
And when was your
So
first
I would.
offer?
Oh, okay. So I'll do the offer one. My first offer was, I believe, going into my sophomore year. My high school had like a little bit of like a spring combine where like a lot of college coaches came in and were just watching us like kind of do drills, stuff like that, just for our positions. And Akron U actually like literally 2 minutes away from my high school. They were my first offer. They're a MAC team. And yeah, that was kind of my first one. I didn't really get any looks after that for a little bit, and then other MAC teams kind of came in. Then West Virginia and Iowa State; those were the two bigger ones that kind of got my name out. But then the last offer I got was Ohio State, and that was the one I was waiting for, honestly. I grew up in Ohio, been a fan my whole life. That's all I could really ask for. I was pumped when I got that call. So yeah, it wasn't much of a decision after that.
Yeah. I'll tell you, from being an Ohio State fan, my favorite thing to see is kids that grew up Ohio State fans,
Oh yeah.
grew up in Ohio State, and that's all they've dreamed about. They actually
Oh
get
yeah.
that offer and they actually go. You got, Jake Cook as well as another example that we're
Hmm.
just excited. We really root for you guys to really drill the rivalry game into the rest of the players on that team. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Because it's hard to understand if you weren't raised around
Yeah,
that
it's a big
culture of
deal.
how.
I mean,
Yeah,
every year.
yeah,
So this is one of our buddies. He's
Yeah, I
with the
mean,
Team Up North podcast. His name is Maze Madman, and he said, "Ask Eli, does the other state, that's what he calls Ohio State, make you aware of the rivalry with Michigan
okay.
during the recruiting process?"
Oh yeah, I mean the rivalry is a big deal, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's their main goal every year. Is That's the number one priority. Trust me, I get pumped up every year since I was a little kid for the game.
it-
It means a lot. So it's just special.
yeah. That's pretty awesome, man. So I assume since you started at that not such a big school and you kind of dominated there, and then you got moved around. Can you tell us the different positions that you've played in football that you've been pulled around, and then when did you really get drawn to linebacker?
Okay, so all growing up, I was always linebacker, running back. That's just what I was automatically. So then freshman year, I didn't start varsity my freshman year. So I was just on the freshman team, and that's kind of where it was the decision. I wasn't going to be a running back. I was just kind of more of just to put my shoulder down and run over people running back. And that's not, once I get to a bigger level, I was just like, I was just a better linebacker. And so freshman year football was kind of where was dialed in. I was like, okay, I'm a middle linebacker now. And then my sophomore year was my first year on varsity. I played like a mixture of edge and middle. So I would kind of play like an outside linebacker rusher, and then I would play middle too. So about three-quarters of my game I was playing middle linebacker, and then about a quarter of the other games I was playing edge. And then junior senior year is just straight middle linebacker.
So
Nice.
my question for you, what was your favorite game of the season? And I'm a Jersey guy, so I see
Okay.
how you guys did Don Bosco prep. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys could have took it easy on them a little bit. You know what I mean? You didn't have
Yeah.
to beat them so bad. But what was your favorite moment of the season and your favorite game?
My favorite game of the season was probably when we beat Glenville. That was a good defensive game for our team. We made a lot of good plays. We shut them out for the first time since I think 2019. They're real. That's
Mm,
again that they're a real good football. They're a real good football
yeah.
school. Obviously, there's a good connection with Ohio State there. But we won 20-0. Defense played really well. That was probably my favorite game.
Was that your
Yeah.
toughest competition, Glenville, or
No, no, our toughest competition was definitely our week one game. We lost that one to Archbishop Spalding from Maryland. I think
okay?
they're at least top 15 in the country this year. They haven't lost a game. They're real good.
That's
We
crazy because
lost
your team
28
is
to
loaded.
14. Yeah, we lost 28 to 14 to them.
So Eli, for those of us that have not played football, I haven't asked to recruit this yet, but I'm going to start adding this question in there. Can you walk us through your process, right? So close your eyes. Imagine you're on the field, first game to play. You're on defense. You're middle linebacker. Explain us your thought process. How do you get yourself pumped up? What are some cues you're
Yeah.
looking for? Just walk us through that process, man.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really know what would get me pumped up. I'm pretty much pumped up every play. I'm ready to go. But my main keys is just I got to look at my guard keys. That's the main thing. As a linebacker, you got to be looking from guard to the backfield. So that's our main key every play for my high school defense. And so just make play, get the football. That's what I'm telling myself. Get the football, read my keys, and get the football. That's all it is.
Yeah. Amen, man. So obviously the recruiting process is crazy. I know we kind of dove into it a little bit now, but us fans, with the way the transfer portal is
Yeah.
and nil is and the whole 9 yard, we would love a little more insight on your entire recruiting process. Did you take any more visits? And then can you walk us through your official visit at Ohio State, maybe in a little more detail to kind of give
Yeah.
us a firsthand feel of what that feels like?
Yeah. So honestly, the first part, I went on a few game day visits to other schools before I committed, because Ohio State last year offered me probably, I think it was week 7 last year, like of my junior year.
Mhm.
And so before that, I had gone on a few game day visits. I went to West Virginia on a game day visit. I went to Iowa State on a game day visit. Those were the two I had to make sure I went on, just because those were the two bigger offers I had at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just important. And then obviously I went to a lot of Ohio State ones after I had the offer. I've been almost every home game since. But yeah. And then the second part of your question, my official visit, it was awesome. I had never experienced anything like that. It was really cool. You got to know the coaches and their families extremely well, kind of the environment and just everything of Ohio State football, and obviously getting to know all the players, because you get to hang around a lot of the linebackers. That's what I did most of the time. I hang out with Peyton Pierce and Garrett Stover. Those two were the kind of guys I was kind of following around, picking their brains on how everything works. Just stuff like that
Yeah.
was really cool.
Nice, man. Well, hey, before we ask you another question, I want you to think about something.
Yeah,
Think about if you have any questions for the Ohio State fans. If you got any
yeah.
questions for us, think about it. Let us know. But Mello, do you got a question for him?
So he kind of dove into it a little bit. I was going to ask him if he was close to any of the players on the current team, and who in the
Yeah.
linebacker room is he looking at, and what does he think about the progression from the start of the season where the linebackers were to how they're playing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely when I go in there, I talk to more of the younger guys. Like they're a little more comfortable and my
Yeah,
age. So Cody Simon's a little older than me, which I mean I do talk to him, but he's pretty focused. I'm not
yeah,
saying that the younger guys aren't. I'm just saying I can kind of talk to them more, especially Garrett being another Ohio kid.
Yeah.
But
right.
Peyton's awesome. I pick his brain all the time about like what's going on here, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And those are the two of the great above us I really talk to a lot.
And
Nice.
what do you think about the development of the room from the beginning of the season until what you see
Yeah.
currently?
Yeah, I think they've been playing very, very well lately, for sure. I mean, I know Sonny's obviously new at the linebacker position. I was talking to Laurinaitis about it. He's proud of Sonny. He's just kind of like he wishes, like, when he watches Sonny play, he's like he forgets sometimes that he's a first year linebacker. He's
Yeah,
surprised at all the plays he makes, but it's kind of like he doesn't realize at times that crap, this is only his first year, and it's been
right.
cool to hear and kind of go into that. And then obviously Cody's been there a long time. He filled in whenever one of the guys were hurt last year. He's played very well, I think. And those are the two guys I watch a lot. And then Arvell's actually stepped up in a big way this year as well. He's been
Yeah.
playing very well
I think that's a testament to James's development and just
for
his
sure.
knowledge from playing the position. Do you feel like James being an NFL player and he's still the leading total tackler for the Rams.
Yeah.
Do you think playing for a coach that's done it and played on the level that where you possibly will end up is a benefit to you, as opposed to, like, say if you went to like another college where they have good linebackers, but the coach never played the position, he just coached
Yeah.
it? Do you think it's a benefit playing for a guy that's probably borderline Hall of Famer?
Yeah, 100% that's a benefit. I mean, like I said earlier, he's done it all. He knows exactly how to get there. He can tell me every little thing. I can pick his brain for however long I'll be at Ohio State to just be a better linebacker. He's gone through, he's been the best at the NFL level. He's been the best at the college level. And I mean, it's just cool to see. I mean, it just gets me excited just thinking about it, being under him, just learning from him. So yeah.
Yeah, I guarantee it. James, I thought when we hired, I was calling for James to be hired a year
Yeah.
ago, right? But we knew, man, that in his first class, bro, he brings you in, Tarvos, and Riley, bro. Watch
Yeah.
out, man. A couple questions from our listeners, real fast. Mika, she's on here all the time. She's probably known about you since you were in the 7th grade. She really
Yeah.
dissects all the
Wow.
Ohio players. She's absolutely awesome. Very knowledgeable about football as well. But she wants to know, once you were committed, right, in a Buckeye, were the home games a little different? And another viewer wants to know, how was the food on the visits?
So home games, yes, they are a lot different. You kind of get to see, as a recruit, you get to see more behind the scenes for sure. I mean, it's cool being right up on the sideline. The main difference for me was I get to see how the coaches coach on the sideline. I really focus into the linebackers during the game, and I just see. I obviously can't hear what they're saying, but I'm close enough to see them. I can see Laurinaitis on the sideline after drives or during drives. I could see all the backups. Like I remember specifically last year, I forget the game, but Eichenberg was out and he was hurt and didn't play the game. And I could see him on the side. He was just pacing around on the sideline, like, what do we call? What do we call? And I thought that was just so cool how he's so locked in. So he would kill himself to get back out there. He wanted to be out there so bad, and you could tell. And I just thought, I was like, that's kind of the mindset I need to bring in, to where like I got to be locked in 24/7, and I got to do everything it takes to be good.
Yeah, that's good stuff. You met Coach Mick
Yeah.
yet?
Oh yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, he talked to me about the video that we were talking about earlier. He's like, man, I love that video. Just be careful, don't get hurt. It was really
No,
funny.
yeah.
So
I
how
hear
much
you.
weight was that, by the way? I forgot to ask
That
that.
was so those videos said 570. It was only 530, and I
Okay.
did that
Oh,
for
that's
seven.
it. That's all it was, bro. Golly, dude.
No, it was 530, and I did that
Golly.
for 7 reps.
Man,
What the?
that's insane. I'm
Yeah,
not. That's
yeah.
crazy.
Thank you.
So
I appreciate
somebody,
it.
Kenyatta Jackson Jr. He's a defensive end on the team right
Yeah,
now. His
big
dad
boy.
wanted to know how was the food when you were
Food was really
fishing.
good. Food was good. They took us out to a few different restaurants, and then we got to get. My favorite was probably they took us to a breakfast spot the one morning. It was really nice. It was cool.
So
Nice.
no cold hot dogs and potato chips.
Oh no, all the food
That's
was
what
warm
the
and good.
that's what the
That's what the
team up.
team up north likes to
Yeah,
give
Oh
they
their
do.
gosh,
recruits.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
yeah,
In cold tacos, I heard. But anyway, Ohio Pod, they stole my next question for you, man. You got a favorite player, a player you grew up watching in the NFL or in college
yeah,
that you want that you number that's first question, favorite player, and second question, a player that you would like to emulate as
yeah,
a linebacker.
for sure. I mean, my favorite player growing up, especially younger. I mean, he's still my favorite NFL player. He's not in the league anymore, but it was Luke Kuechly. He was a guy that
Oh,
I
nice.
I just really liked him a lot. He was awesome. Obviously, he was a great player, and you could tell how smart he was, and he was always thinking out on the field, and he was making plays. But he was always my favorite NFL linebacker. And then, I mean, recently, obviously, I've there's a lot of comparisons online, but it's like Eichenberg last year and the year before that. I got to watch him a lot, and I feel like that's a good matchup. We kind of are built the same way, kind of both from Ohio too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to copy him as much as I can because he was obviously a good player.
Luke is a
Yeah.
warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So is Tommy. If
yeah,
you get a chance to watch any Lawrence Taylor film,
yeah.
I highly suggest.
Oh yeah,
It's a good
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, LT.
So, as an Ohio kid, I do have to ask, did you ever really consider any other schools, or did you know, like, once Ohio State
yeah.
offered, it's over with?
Early on, I mean, it was a little different. A lot of like like I said, Max schools and like West Virginia and Iowa State were in. But really, in the back of my mind, I just knew it was Ohio State. If that time came and they offered me,
Yeah.
it's just not even a question for me. I'm just born into it, you know. So it's
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. If you could put into words, man, what does it mean to be a Buckeye to you, bro? I would just like to hear
yeah,
it in your own words.
yeah. It means the world. There's nothing like it. Getting to know the guys, I'm just beyond excited to get there. I'm gonna be there in a few weeks, but I mean, I'm just excited. Just what I can get into and how I can develop, and hopefully it just all works out. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
I've noticed too is even the connection that being an Ohio State alum or just an Ohio State fan that you have across the country,
Yeah,
bro. Like I went to the Oregon game and met Ohio State fans for the first time, and they treated me like we've known each other forever. They invited me to
yeah,
things, offered
oh
me
yeah,
food, so just a beautiful thing to be a part of. But we've had you on here for about 30 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. I want to give you the opportunity. Obviously, the Ohio State fan base, we're absolutely psychotic, bro. We're just off our noodle, off our rocker, but we love Ohio State football. You got any questions for us as a fan base? You got a message to the fan base? Anything you'd like to say or share?
I mean, I don't really have any like I just have more of a specific question. I just want to I just don't know what Ohio State fans as a whole are thinking like about this playoffs. Like, what do we think is going to happen?
Mm,
What yeah, like how Ohio State will last in this playoffs. Hopefully, I mean, obviously, hopefully, we should make it all the way. We're a real good football team, and I'm pumped. I'll be watching
yeah,
every single game, every second of it, and I'm real excited. But I just don't know how the fans are like. Who knows what they're thinking?
gotcha. Well, Mello, I'll let you start this one off.
Honestly, this is my true. I'm very honest. If our O line comes to play and shows up,
Yeah,
and we handle Tennessee, I think Tennessee will be the hardest game for us matchup wise. If the O line shows up and we get through this game, we're winning Natty.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
That's where
like
I'm at.
that.
me personally, this team at its best can beat any team at their best in the country, I think, skill wise. I don't think we've seen the Buckeyes play a full game yet this
Yeah,
year, and I'm praying and hoping that happens in the playoff. But to Melo's sentiment, it's the O line. We're watching the O line. Every other
yeah,
position is balling out. You know what I'm saying? But to give you more of a read on the rest of the fan base, I'm very connected with them. It's getting more towards the majority is like they're on board. Like, yeah,
yeah,
bro, we're about to go and hear about the smash Tennessee. This is Ohio State football, but you still have a part of the fan base that's got a little bit of nerves from what we saw last game. You know, the rivalry
for
game
sure.
kind of put some fear into some people, and Ryan Day, and that's just college football, bro. Things
Oh yeah,
happen. Fans have their opinions. It's all good. We know that Ryan Day is an amazing coach. He obviously the culture he's built there is absolutely amazing. And there's no way to get a perfect head coach. So obviously, if you're human, you're gonna make a mistake. So there's a little fear there still, but every day, dude, by the time the game comes around, I would be surprised if I talked to a Buckeye fan that wasn't like, "Oh, it's Vol smashing time, baby." You know what
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
oh
saying?
yeah,
So, man, we ride or die, bro. True Buckeye fans are ride or die regardless. And I think we're gonna go in here and this is a beautiful time for us to play our best football, and I think
oh
that's
yeah.
what it's about to happen. You
Get a
know,
hot
because
streak going.
oh yeah, after that last game, that hurt, bro. That hurt us
Yeah.
Oh
fans. I'm
yeah,
sure it hurt the players and the coaches too. And you know, you got two options, bro. You can throw the towel in and quit, or what I think is happening is this senior class, these people that came back, they are rallying around that team, and that's something like a player like you, right? That we know you're going to
yep,
bring to the locker room, that toughness, that Ohio kid toughness. That's why we're all about bring these Ohio kids in, man, because they always seem to just have a little bit extra grit, a little bit extra toughness, and we don't know if that's because of the weather in Ohio or because you grew up watching Ohio State, so you know you just put a
yep,
little more into it. But my last question I wanted to ask you, and then Mello, you can ask one, is 3 to 4 years from now, right, when you're eligible for maybe going to the NFL, if that happens for you, where do you see yourself, man? What kind of player do you want to be? You
yeah.
trying to get to the NFL super fast? What type of legacy are you trying to leave at Ohio State?
Yeah, I mean, I want to leave as best legacy as I possibly can at Ohio State. I want to be the best player I can be. I'm gonna try everything. I'm gonna give it everything I have. My NFL, I don't know, I don't see myself in a specific spot. I mean, it depends really what I grow into. I can definitely, I'm gonna play. They have me as a Mike linebacker at Ohio State. I just need to get bigger, faster, stronger. Just every part of my game just obviously has to improve every year. I got just in every way. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Has Mick talked to you about your playing weight? What, how heavy they or light they want you to play at?
That kind of happens once we get down there. They have
Okay.
this is kind of cool. They have this like body scanner that they scan you with. That like kind of scans all your joints and it's like what each player's playing weight should be, what their joints can handle, like basically making you the most perfect body you can. And that
That's
it's
crazy.
and yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's wild,
Yeah.
bro. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, man. All right, last thing, Eli, then we'll say our goodbyes to you, bro. What does the rivalry game mean to you?
Man, that's the one game every year you think about all year round. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a little different for me than some of the other kids. I mean, I've been a diehard Ohio State fan my entire life, and so I mean, I've been screaming at the TV since I was little. Obviously the past few years have sucked. This past year I got front row seats to it, and it's just kind of gives me fuel. Honestly, I mean, it's just more motivation on top of it to just be better and get ready.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. Mello, any final questions, final words, anything?
Nope. Senior Kenyatta Jackson Senior said for you to get to on campus and tell Day to let you suit up against the Vols.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Eli. Hey, we appreciate the heck out of you, man. It was an honor and a privilege to sit here, get to know you a little better. Hopefully, we can stay in contact throughout the process, get you back on the Buckeye Boys at a later date, and have a conversation with Buckeye Nation. But we'll be praying for you. We wish you the best, bro, and congratulations on being a Buckeye, my dude.
I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.
Thanks
Yeah,
for coming, brother.
go
Thank
Bucks,
you.
OH.
Go Bucks, IO.
My
I
dude.
know.
See you later, Eli.
Yeah, I'll see you.
Another very impressive young recruit. You know, man, this is kind of that aspect of recruiting that I talked about that I didn't think a lot of fans were in tune with. And I say that because I lost sight of it as well. And that's the side of like what kind of men or what kind of kids are they? You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
who is their character? And us fans, we see measurables, we see speed, we see stars, we see rankings, we see other offers, but we don't see that. We don't see the character side of it. And that's what I love about these interviews is because I don't know if you can tell, Mello, but there's a pattern going on here of the recruits that we've talked to and the character that they have. And it's a very top tier character in my book of characters. It's like, hey man, that dude's got his head on straight and he knows what he wants to do and he is focused. So I love that aspect of it. What's your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Oh, I agree. It's just a testament of the culture that Day has built here. And I remember you saying this not too long ago. I don't know if it was in the previous interview or a little bit before that, but like that's one of the positive things that I think recruits are drawn to Day. All the players just fit like this, you know what I mean? And they fit the culture. And they're going after elite players, but they're also going after elite character players. So like they don't want to. There's a reason you don't hear about drinking and driving and speeding at Ohio State like you do at other campuses and
Yeah.
kids getting arrested. Okay, like let's just be frank, we are recruiting high quality players, so that's what it is. And salute to the entire coaching staff at Ohio State because you guys are doing a bang up job with the kids that you are finding and picking and deciding to let join the brotherhood. You are protecting it. You guys are the gatekeepers, and you're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It got some good stuff going on, but the show is not over. We're going to dive into a few things a little bit. So, chat, you got any questions, man? Type them in there. Just a reminder, bro, we can take super chats now, all that stuff. Part of our super chats goes to Teen Challenge, another part, which is a 12-month faith-based discipleship program that helps people that struggle with any life-controlling issue through the power of Jesus and through the Word of God. And then another part of them go to Mello's foundation that I think he's still working on trying to figure out exactly
It's
which
going to
one
go
was
to
this.
homeless vets. I just got to find a good one because I like to research and make sure that the dollars are going where they're supposed to go. And it's not like, oh, this is going to administration pay. I want it to go directly to homeless vets to help cure homeless veterans. No vet should be homeless, in my opinion. Like we've given everything to this country, to each other. For you guys, there's no reason that a vet should be sleeping under a bridge.
Yeah, man, it's wild, dude. And so I used to work for a call center, and this wasn't the highlight of my life. And if we were taking donations for the police and firefighter organization, and you know what I found out? I found out that no less than 10% of what you donate goes to the actual organization, meaning 90% or more stays with the company. It's kind of wild. So you do got to keep your eyes and ears posted
Exactly.
on where you donate to for sure. But Melo, let's dive into it now. What do you want to dive into there's a lot of things going on today. Heartline WVU, we know he didn't take that job. Bill Belichick, new head coach at North Carolina, bro. Some transfer portal stuff going on. The Tennessee game coming up. What do you want to dive into, bro?
Man, I got to get this off my chest. It really bothered me. I couldn't come on yesterday. Excuse me. I'm still under the weather a little bit, but if you're an Ohio State fan, I understand being upset about the game. We all were. We all are. But at some point, we have to move on. The players need to move on. The coaches need to move on. You need to learn from it, and you need to focus and get ready for the next game. And our job as fans are to be there, support the players and the coaching staff. Now, I've heard too many fans saying, I don't care. I don't want to win a natty because we lost to the team up north. We lost the game. I think it's asinine to think that way. You need to support these players, support the team. And if you're a Buckeye fan, you're a Buckeye fan through and through, no matter what. And you should want them to win every single game. You should want the coaching staff to improve from the last game so much that it's a role reversal. Think about how we felt after the Oregon game and about the defense that was played and how they called it. And then what did they turn around and do? Become the number one defense in America. Do you not believe that Coach Chip and Coach Day can do the same thing for the offense? Because I do. And I want this team to win a natty, like, period. It was always natty and bust. Like, I understand, like, the game is the game. The Big Ten is the Big Ten. It was never the Big Ten and bust. It was natty and bust. So now we're here in the second part of the season. Let's get out there. Let's cheer for our team and be loud in the shoe if you're going. Be super loud, especially since you got a safety over at Tennessee talking trash about how quiet it is. So get up, support this team, please.
Yeah.
I just had to get that off my chest, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. I was going through the same stages. You know what I mean? For the first 2 or 3 days, I was, no, bro, I don't even give a dang, man. Get Day out of here. But here's the facts, okay? Ryan Day is not going anywhere. He's going to be the coach for the Tennessee game. He's going to be the coach for these playoffs. So that's what we're stuck with. So, I mean, yes, there's a list of things that I can, complain about with his coaching for sure. But he's there, right? The players are still there. The other coaches are still there. And, if you're a fan of Ohio State, you can do what you like. But I would just encourage you, man, let's hop on board with these players, man. Let's get this natty. Let's show up to the shoe. Don't be selling your tickets to Vols fans, man.
No.
Stop it. Stop it, bro. I'm gonna step out on a limb and say this. If you are an Ohio State fan selling your tickets to Vols fans to get back at Day for his coaching, bro, you might want to check yourself, man. We'll go look in the mirror and ask yourself what type of character you got, different things like that. That's just me, man. I don't know, bro. Don't hate at me for that, but let's get these Buckeye mans. But Melo, you want to read that?
Mark Polite, thanks for the $20 holler, my brother. I am a disabled Vietnam vet. Ooh, I salute you. That I don't wish that war on anybody. That's one of the worst ones, and you're a strong brother going through that. I love you for that. God bless you for looking out for the homeless vets. Anytime, brother, I'm a vet myself. I had a lot of friends that just didn't transition back home the right way, and some of them are no longer with us by their own choosing. So yeah, it's a big thing that weighs on me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And by the way, last thing I said about looking in the mirror and character and all that, don't take it that deep. It ain't that deep. I'm not saying if you did that or you're all about screw Day. I get why you don't root for Day. It ain't that deep. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm just trying to motivate you to root for these Buckeyes because that's what I want. So if you don't like Day and you're not into these playoffs, more power to you, bro. That's how you want to be. That's fine. I'm not saying you're a bad person for that. But on to the Buckeyes, man. Transfer portal stuff. Every show talks about it. We don't need to hit it too hard. I know that there is a tackle out of Nevada. His name is Isaiah World, I believe.
Yep.
Fitting last name. He's pretty much the size of a World. So huge man. Been there for a long time. I don't think he's given up a sack, period, at all. So we're in on him. Obviously, the Northwestern guard. And there's also there's another school in Ohio that has a tackle we're interested in. But what I'm saying is that Ohio State is combing through the offensive line in the portal. Melo, thoughts?
We need to, because we didn't recruit out of high school well enough. So like this is the final ditch effort, and really you're just at the mercy of who decides to jump in the portal. We should never, as a organization, and I call the Ohio State an organization because that's how it's ran, like a multi-billion, a Fortune 500 company. You should never be in a position to where you have to rely on the portal. We should be developing better. We should be recruiting better, and then we should be using the portal selectively. Not like how Oregon, yes, it worked for Oregon. Their whole secondary was basically portal guys. And that's rare that you could make it gel like that. But you should never put yourself in a position like that. So
Yeah.
I hope they learn from this. And I hope Fry gets it together, or we figure something else out. Because you
Yeah.
can't go and be a natty contender year in, year out with these gaping issues.
Yeah, I know I just gave a big speech about rooting on the Buckeyes and Ryan Day and all that stuff. I might be a little double-minded here, but again, let me get this off my chest. Bro, I think Justin Fry needs to go. Nothing against him personally. I don't know who he is, but Ohio State, Juck said it best on his show. Go check out Juck's show over there. He had a really good show on this, but this Ohio State, man, we should never be in this position. You know what I mean? And I understand it's a little bit on the head coach as well to keep allowing this to happen. I feel you. I'm right there with you. But, you know, Coach Fry needs to go. Let me give you an example. Brian Hartline, go message your receiver. If Ohio State's interested in him, they're hearing from Brian Hartline every other day.
Yeah.
If Ohio State is interested in an offensive lineman, they're hearing from Justin Fry about every other week. That's a problem. It doesn't work. You got to change it, right? They don't care what your pedigree is as an offensive line coach, even though I'm not sure there's even one there. And they don't give a dang about the block O for the most part. You got to show these kids that you want them. We live in an entitled society, my man. So
Oh, yeah.
you got to feed into that. That's the way of the world. You got to reach out to these kids and let them know you need them. You got to press for their commitment on the visit, man. Perfect example, Henry Fanuku, right? I got word that he wanted to commit. We didn't want to press for it. So what'd he do? He committed to a school the very next week, you know? So there's a lot of
Missouri,
problems
I
there.
believe, right?
Yeah, I think it was. There's a lot of problems there that aren't getting fixed. So that's the number one coach that has to go. My next issue, I got two big issues right now. I'm just getting off my chest. The kicker, man, I saw a question about Jesus in there. The kicker, Jesus, from, I don't forget where he's from, but from my information, there's been no contact there. So if you ask me, with how I've heard Day talk about Jaden Fielding, Day just has complete faith in Jaden Fielding. And honestly, I don't think we get a kicker in the portal, which is one of the most infuriating things that I can think of right now, is not going and getting a kicker in the portal. But if I had to bet money on whether we do or we don't, I'm putting money on the fact that we don't, because I think Day just believes in him so much. Melo, thoughts?
So I'm gonna hit that real quick. I don't know why he would believe in him, especially Dave's been burnt by kickers already. So you should definitely want a kicker that could kick at least a 50-yarder on a regular basis. And back to Fry. My suggestion to him is, first off, I'm confused because he said, you remember he said the reason he doesn't give out a lot of offers is because he thinks he wants to build those relationships. So
Yeah.
now we're finding out that's hogwash and BS, because that's not true. You're not building any relationship. Second off, you need to treat recruiting like you're dating. If you see if you're a guy and you see a good-looking, attractive woman that you're thinking like, oh, that might be the one, are you going to call her once every other week and think that it's going to go well, or are you going to call her every day, or as many times in the day that you possibly can? So you treat it the same way. This is a relationship. This is like dating. You want to, the players want to feel wanted, the coaches want to feel wanted. So if you're both giving that same attention, then you won't have as many problems recruiting. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. He obviously doesn't want to do that part. So it is what it is.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it out loud, but if this is about Fry, Steely, you nailed it on the head. Read Steely's comment. That's exactly what I think. Go watch his
Yeah.
interviews, man. Go watch his interviews. Listen how he talks. I don't know, man. I just think it's that arrogant. I am the offensive line coach at the Ohio State. If you want to play here, you reach out to me. You call me. If you want to play here, you'll accept the offer if you really want to play here. But that's just not it. And that used to work. That used to work. I know it did, but we're just out of it so far. But uh, so portal wise, we're going after that safety out of
Purdue.
Purdue. We're going after Fahim Delane's brother at Virginia Tech. We're also in contact with a couple O linemen at Virginia Tech as well. We're also in contact with a couple different players from Marshall. Um, Defensive end there as well. Their coach got fired. And we are in contact with another defensive end out of Nebraska, I believe.
Yeah.
Was a 3-star, didn't get recruited by anybody, and has absolutely blown up. So I know everybody's after him now, but so we're looking offensive line, safety, and defensive end. So that's a plus. Offensive line, defensive end, gotta have it. You know what I mean? I believe we got a couple starters on defensive end, but we need backups, man. You can't play them all like that.
Right.
So. All right, Melo, I got to get your thoughts on this upcoming game, man. Tennessee in the shoe. 8 o'clock at night, bruh. December 21st, man. Nice, cold, chilly weather. Vols fans, you've been very nice and respectful, but you can't handle cold weather like us. I know it hurts your pride to admit that, but let that sink in for a minute. You just can't handle the cold like us Ohioans, man. You just can't do it. God gave everybody different abilities, and he just didn't grant you guys the ability to handle cold weather. I mean, that's just what it is, bro. So I don't know. I'm not trolling. I'm just speaking the truth here. Melo, what's your thoughts, bro?
So my thoughts are we're about to play a really good team. They run the ball very well. They got an exceptional running back. Their center's up for the Remington Award, just like Seth. So he's a good center. Their O-line is pretty solid. I think the key to the game is their D-line against our O-line. Like I was telling Eli earlier, if our O-line comes to play and steps up and they play call with the intention to inflict damage and win the game instead of not to lose the game, we're going to win and I think we'll win pretty comfortably for the most part. But if not, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be super close. I do think the score will be less than 7. I know right now they got us at like -8. I think it'll be a little bit closer than that, but I think we should be able to handle them, truthfully, as long as the O-line shows up. That's my take. I believe their D-line is phenomenal, especially their DN, so they're going to have to scheme ways around him. I believe in moving the pocket, getting Will Howard outside the pocket and running a lot of motion pre-snap, so that way it'll tell Will what kind of defense they're in. Normally they're playing press man, but you always know they're going to throw a wrinkle in. They might switch it up and go to zone because they might not feel that they can cover our wide receivers in man, which they really can't. I don't think there's anybody that can. So they just need to be prepared for all things, and the O-line just needs to come ready to play, bring their work boots and hard hats, and let's get to it.
Yeah, right, no doubt. Hey, is this Blunt man? Is he a Scum fan? I think he is. You guys good with college football calling you soft for 3 weeks in a row? Man, he always shows up in the chat. Hey, appreciate you watching the show, bro. Yeah. And he's always like right on the line of like super trolling. You know what I mean? He doesn't comment enough to where it's like, bro, get him out of here. But he's just right on the edge. But dude, they beat us. So, yeah, man. Just please do us a favor. Stop calling Day soft because he takes it personally and it affects his game plan. So,
and I was watching Menace today, and that the guy that projected or put in the bill to pass for felony, he's from Toledo, Ohio, and we know how that area is, right?
He's a
Come to find out, he's a Team Up North fan. So I mean, talk about playing chess. He's making the whole world think that Ohio State's soft and is a team up north fan that came up with that proposed the bill.
Yeah, hey dude, they're playing that chess game pretty good, getting under our
Yeah.
skin. Look at everything they've done, bro. I think they're about to go get Chip Trainum out of the transfer portal. Like, I swear, bro, they're going to watch, bro. They
They
got Herb
can.
Street's
Go ahead,
kid. You
take
know what
it.
I'm saying? Like, look what they've done.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I ain't worried about
Chase
all
Herb
that.
Street.
Yeah.
What if
It's
he beats
hilarious,
out?
man.
What if he beats out Bryce Underwood for the starting
Oh
QB
my
slot?
god, dude. That'd be so funny, bro. It's so
Oh, that'd
funny.
be hilarious.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Tennessee. I don't know. The cold weather thing, like for real. Tennessee's a good rushing team. I don't really think that's gonna be so much of a thing. If I'm just being honest with myself, like they're better built for that weather than we are.
Yeah.
In terms of they can rush the ball a little better. But um, like you said, Bello, is our O line going to show up? And the main thing I am counting on is not coaching. It's not Justin Fry getting these guys ready, even though it should be. It's the senior leadership, these players. It's these players getting in this O line's grill, getting in these players' grill and telling them to man up.
Yeah.
Man up, know the plays you're running, and be tough about it because I don't know how many times it's been proven that stars don't mean a dang thing in the O. I think the most important thing is just toughness, bro, and effort, man. Right?
Yeah.
Pay attention to what you're doing and don't stop. Grind it out, bro. Don't let somebody beat you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Play to the whistle.
yeah,
Period.
I just have that feeling that our O line's going to come in and get the job done. And judging by what Day has said, he's looking to make changes at the offensive line. I would have been for that at halftime of the Scum game. I would have been for that of taking Tegra out and moving Padilla at center, putting Hensman back at guard, and Saraveld at the other guard. Like, I would have been cool doing that. So I'm not going to mind seeing that. And just getting these wide receivers involved more. That's our biggest advantage that I see
Yes.
in this game is our wide receivers against their secondary. I personally think that our defense will be able to stop their run game. Like
Oh yeah.
100%, dude. I have faith in our linebackers, our DNs, and our D tackles to handle that, right? I'm interested to see. And they do have a receiver and a young quarterback that will sling it down the field from time to time. So you got to keep an eye on the Oregon game mistakes. But luckily for us, this team is the blessing in all this is that I think we've made about every mistake you can make in a season in regards to this team. We've done everything wrong and lost 2 games because of it. So now we know the areas that are absolutely detrimental to this team and these certain players. So we got all the bad stuff on film. So you're set up perfectly to go into the playoffs and not have another game like that because there should be a plan in place if the offensive line isn't doing good and you can't rush it, right? We just saw that for Scum. So there is no excuse to just keep trying the same thing over and over again now. So that's where my faith lies, in that we've made all our mistakes already. We haven't seen this team play to its full capacity yet. So that's where I'm at, man. I think gonna be
Yeah, I
a
agree.
good
I like to
outcome.
see one thing I would like to see. I like to see them to get the running backs out in space and matched up with some linebackers, see if they could actually cover. And we got running backs that can catch, so that'd be cool to see.
Yeah, no doubt. Chat and Mello, we got to dive into this a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yep.
I for the life of me, I don't know how many shows I've done where I said my number one criticism for this team is rotation, right? On every position, but mainly on defense. Okay, so we started off the year rotating okay. Then we tightened up and stopped rotating. Then we started rotating okay again, but not really. And now we've just been back in this tight, no rotations. Our 330-pound defensive tackles are playing 53 snaps a game. Please, somebody help me, correct me if I'm wrong. is that not just one of the most obvious things that you can correct? Are our backups seriously that bad where you can't rotate in and out in the first and second quarter? Because here's what you know that if you don't rotate in the fourth quarter, your stars will be gassed and a team will go down the field and score. That's a fact. We know that. So, is it possible for this coaching staff to not rotate in the playoffs? Is it possible?
Man, anything is possible. Is it plausible? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully, at least in the this is how I view it. First and last quarter, all right, go with your main guy. But in those in between quarters, rotate a lot. Let your main guy stay fresh. You know what I mean? So like that's how I look at it. And you have to rotate the big guys on the D line. Like you have to. You just have to. And I mean, K-Mac and Edric can do just as good of a job, at least a sufficient enough a job that you could give Tyleek and Ty some rest. Kenyatta and Caden Curry could do a great enough job that you could give Jack and JT a rest. So, like, let's rotate, please. Please, I'm begging you. Please just rotate. Watch. That's what happened in the Oregon game, right? They didn't rotate.
Yeah.
Then you start rotating and you start seeing the results. Your players are fresher to finish the game.
Now I want to talk about solution. I'm going to tell you what I would do as the coach. This is what I would do. So my starting defense, they would start the game and they would play the first series, probably and the second series, depending on the length of the series and whatnot. But then, then I'm going to put in my second string defensive line and let them play an entire series. I'm not going to put them in for 2 plays, let them get warmed up, then take them out. You know what I'm saying? Like you put them in for 2 plays and one of them makes a mistake and you take them out. It doesn't do any good for anybody at all. So shout out Ohio State Scoop with that. I'd rotate DTs. Oh my God. Hey, come on, Kirk. Anyway, so I wouldn't do this whole dink and dunk rotation where you're putting Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson in just for the Rushman package on one play. Right. And then if they get the first down, they come out, leave them on the field. Leave them on there. Let them get warmed up. Let them get into a rhythm. Let them learn what the defensive player, let them learn their patterns in front of them. And get going.
Yo, the chat is getting crazy out there.
Come on, chat. Tighten up. He said nobody keeps fresher than Dev. Oh, Lordy. Help me.
Dude, you about to throw me off.
Bro, I want to rock. I know we're doing the Scarlet out. Everybody seems to be pumped about that, but I'm just I love all black, bro. I love it, man.
Me too. I want the all black. It's your funeral. We're going to bury you.
Yeah.
In the all black Air Force One cleats. Like we're coming for with bad intentions.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then and what you were saying when you were talking about the rotation, I want to see some exotic pressures dialed up for this freshman quarterback that tends to make mistakes. Their passing game it's been up and down with Tennessee's passing game. So I want to see some exotic pressures confuse Nico. He'll make mistakes.
Yeah.
But what were you about to ask me?
I was about to ask you, how would you rotate? You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like to you? Knowing our secondary or knowing our second string D-line specifically, how would you do that? Would you maybe take a Tyleek out for a series and put Caden McDonald in, leave him in for the whole series? Or would you do like me, like I would suggest, that's put the whole second string D-line in for a whole series? How would you do it?
I would mix and match it. I'll put K-Mac in with Tyleek, let Ty rest. And then when I'm letting Tyleek rest, I'm going to put Edric over there, And then with the DNs, it really doesn't matter with those because I feel like there's not a drop-off. So you could play the DNs the same. But that's how I would rotate it, and I probably rotate it every 2 to 3 series.
Yeah.
And they'll stay fresh, and you won't have much of a drop-off. And if you keep one of your main starters at D tackle, then you still have that pressure. coming from there. But K-Mac is really exceptional against the run. So especially if you're going to blitz and we're getting gashed up the middle, K-Mac can take on 2 blockers and get off both blocks. Like he just eats up blockers in space.
Yeah, I like this. Roland Coconut said, we can't scum around this game. You can't, man. I haven't had too many people that have been on board with me when I say that Tennessee kind of reminds me of them. This game kind of gives me the same feel. I haven't had too many people like agree with me on that, but I'm not quite sure I'm wrong in that
It
regard.
has the same feel, except they have a much better quarterback and better wide receivers, better skill positions.
I guess Sean wins 78% of his bets. So Sean, we need you to put the lines we need to hit in the chat, because 100% of the time I'm 50% right every single time. Every single time. So I got a pretty high rate
so
too.
What's your prediction, Sean, for this game, Sean Rollins? That's why I need you to drop your prediction in this chat. Who's winning this game, Sean?
Should we do score predictions right now?
No, we should let that wait till next week.
Yeah, I like that.
Because the game is until next Saturday. I just want him to. I don't want your score prediction, Sean. I just want who's going to win. That's it.
Yeah. Blunt Man wants to know if we're worried about a slow start. We're Ohio State fans. Yes, we're worried about a slow start. We've done it all season.
Yeah.
Worried about a slow start. So, yeah.
Yeah.
About you, Mello. You worried about a slow start?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I'm going to know real quick, like, what's the mindset that Day's having with this game? And what's it going to look like? How our O-line is looking? Are they firing off the ball? That's what I want to see. I need them to fire off the ball, not think. I feel like they were overthinking in the team up north game, and it was slowing them down. So you got those manimals coming at you, and they have legit first rounders on their D line, and you're sitting there pausing. You already lose your advantage right there.
Hey, look at Chuck 82. He said, we just have to remember to start sometime during the game. Hey, ain't no doubt, dude. Ain't no doubt. Here's what I think. I'm going to learn a lot from this game in the first 2 plays, right? In the first 2 plays, if we have run, gain 2-3 yards, and then a dink-dunk pass for another 2-3 yards, I'm going to be like, oh, okay. Here we go. But if we have a run and then a freaking shot downfield to JJ, or the first play of the game is just a shot down the field. I know it depends on what the defense does. I hear it. I hear you. But I'll tell you this. The defense cannot double cover JJ, Carnell, and Emeka. So, bro, come out 4 wide, put Jelani Thurman out there too, and send all 4 of them on verticals and chuck that son of a gun, bro. Oh, that would make my day. I got a feeling
we're definitely not going to see that for some
I know we're not, but dude, that would make my day, bro. I don't even care if we don't even complete it. Let's say we throw it and doesn't even come close. I'm gonna cheer. I'm still gonna be happy, bro.
But you're on to something. I think within the first series we should go long, like make them have to respect that and think about that. You know what I mean?
I cannot recall a game this year where we've done that, where we've came out just shooting at the hip, bro, right off.
We have it. So guess what? That's also breaking tendencies, right?
Yeah. You know what else breaks a tendency? Tempo.
Yeah.
Tempo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am all about tempo the rest of the season. I don't want to see a snap without running tempo, bro. You need to make 20 your new 0 on the play clock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
tell the team, bro. 20-0. Oh yeah, Scoop did. Yeah, they did. We did walk right down the field on Oregon. That's a good point.
You were there.
Yeah, I was there. Thanks, Kirk, for making me look stupid on live air, bro. Golly, dude, you're supposed to have my back. It's messed up. Just joking. I am stupid, so whatever. Yeah, I like when you're in the Oregon run.
I mean, obviously you can't do it every series, but we should do more of it than we've been doing.
Yeah.
We only seem to do it when it's 2 minutes of the end of the half or the end of the game when they're in panic mode.
I know. Then score and don't go back to it. That's what we like to do. So anyway.
Yep.
All right, Mello. Any final thoughts? Anything you got to say?
Man, it's a great show. I'm glad I'm back. Thank you, B. Moses, for holding it down yesterday. That interview with Epi is epic. If you have not seen it, go catch it. That guy is impressive. He is he's gonna ball out. He's gonna be a special player for us. Shout out to Eli Lee for coming on. We appreciate you. That dude is a manimal as well. The stuff he's doing has other grown men hating on him on social media, saying he's using fake weights. Haters.
Yeah, I can't believe he only squats 530. That was only
For 7.
530.
For 7.
Yeah, for 7. I like how he said that so nonchalantly. Like he said, I know the video said 570, but it was only 530 for 70. I'm like, God, for 7. I'm like, golly, bro, whatever, man. But yeah, man, Buckeye Nation, you know what I mean? I understand the hurt, the pain, but let's do it for the players, man. Let's step up and get through these playoffs and then and let it all out after that. Wait till the end of the season and then judge how you feel about Day. Go from there. I personally, this might be crazy, but even if we win a natty, I still want Fry up, gone, and out of here, and I still want a new kicker. So that's just where I'm at with those things. But
soccer team number 1 in the country.
Yeah, bro.
Go get a soccer kicker.
Yep. Friday, 8 p.m., we got Tarvos Alford coming on for an interview. That will be all of the linebacker class. We're going to try to get all 3 of them on for a video at the same time, too, in the future. And then Sunday, the plan is for Adam Guthrie. So we got a string of interviews, man. People in the chat, Buckeye fans, please show up for those and let these recruits know about Buckeye Nation. Show them that love, bro. Go back, watch them. Comment down below. We'll comment back. Obviously, we're a fan channel. You want to come on, you know what to do. Shoot us an email, man. So on Thursday, Tony and Sean got their show as well. So stay tuned for that, bro. It's going to be interesting. Them 2 characters on here. You never know what's going to happen, bro. You never know. So tune in for that. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys, man. And Kirk, absolutely, dude. I appreciate you in the chat making me stay focused the entire time. I'm like side-eyeing his comments over here and trying to stay focused on the thing. He's good at
Yo, did you see this? Hold on.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh,
It's
no.
got to go up there. Can we fire Fry on Friday the 13th?
Hey, whatever day of the week, bro, you have my signature. You have my approval. I give to the foundation, so I feel like I should get some type of say. That's a joke.
Hey, we need to get Kirk to tell the Charles Bentley, hey, we need you.
Yeah, 100%. Kirk's on it, dude. Kirk talks to the Charles, think like every other day, so for sure.
Yeah, Kirk, we need you to handle that for us. You got to go hard for us so we can fix this old line. Unless you're gonna come out of retirement.
We're gonna get big old Kirk back on the show too. So
yeah,
I like picking his brain about the offensive line and stuff like that. He's got a more positive mindset on it, which is a good thing because sometimes it helps keep me from going crazy. But all right, chat. We appreciate you guys. We love you. Check us out. I know he's doing it again, bro. I seen the comment. See you guys Friday, Tony tomorrow, and then see you on Sunday too. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Go Buckeyes. OH.
Ayo.
Look, he's still going, bro.
I know.
Bye.